Hello, everybody. Dorothy Morgan here. We're going to talk about the astrology for Monday and Tuesday, August 29th and 30th. Now, the main theme on these 2 days, we are in that new moon phase still. That will last usually a few days. And now the moon has entered the sign of Libra. So what does that mean? It's going to be making some connections. It'll make connections to all of the planets over the next 2.5 days, as the moon does every time it moves through completely through a whole zodiac sign. I'm going to share my screen with you so you get to see what I'm looking at, so you can gather the information that I talk about, so you get to know how to use today's Monday and Tuesday's energy, and also you can learn if that's something that you like to do. If it's too much, then just listen to the plain English and you don't have to worry about the astrology bit, but you get to see it. You get to see the process. That's what I like to do here on this channel as well. So you can see the process and see how it's working. And Astro Dice will come out when we're done the astrology bit, and I pick a card from that deck. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. And while I'm sharing my screen, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification thingy so you can be notified that we're here. All right. This is Monday, August 29th. Now, first things first, because I like paying attention to eclipses. A lot of people do too. I use a lot of lunar gestation cycles, which really, when there's eclipses around, they really are very active. But that aside, I want you right now, Mars, we know Mars is in Gemini. It's a big deal. It's going to be in Gemini until the end of March, retrograding in there too. There is a video for that. It will be connected here when we're at the end. But today I wanted to look at and focus on, and we'll feel this for the 29th and the 30th of August, Mars at 5 degrees of Gemini, because I want you to look back to yes, and I'm asking you to look back. This is a long time ago, but May 26, 2021, we had a full moon lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Gemini. So that means that position in the zodiac is a hot point. All right. And being that it's a hot point, it's possible that any of us, whoever 5 degrees is, but just look at that date. Look at what was going on around May 26, 2021. We had that full moon lunar eclipse. So check it out, see what was going on then. And we actually might have a revisit to what was happening there, or an action plan, right? Mars in Gemini. Mars is action, and the Gemini energy represents information, research. I'm a Gemini, so I love asking questions. You'll always get that out of me. I ask questions, I gather information. So look at this, give yourself that opportunity if you had something going on in that around that time period of that eclipse. All right. And because now you might actually get some more information that is needed to continue on whatever process was going on for you back then. All right. So yeah, that's how I do this astrology stuff. We follow cycles and patterns, and we want to see how they will impact us. And again, this might not impact absolutely everybody, but it certainly is impactful for some of us. All right. So check that out. Love to hear about it in the comments below. So let me know. Now, this is the moment in time that the moon is in the sign, moves into the sign of Libra. I want you to remember that we're all in different places on the planet, so this is why I don't talk about ascendant, midheaven, or house placements. However, Monday morning, oopsies, Monday morning, guess I can't draw that too well today. Here it is. Look up over here on Monday at, it's 5:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is when the moon enters Libra. So the moon is going to be making a number of aspects throughout the day today. The first aspect it makes, but it's not until we get to 12:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Here, let me pop that in for us and get the right day up. There we go, the 29th and 12:10 p.m. Boom, boom. There we are. That's what it looks like, Eastern Daylight Time. This is when the moon makes its exact conjunction to Mercury. So moon in Libra, Mercury in Libra. Mercury is fine in that sign, same triplicity as its ruling energy. And they are making a trine aspect over here to Mars in Gemini. It's an applying aspect. We'll talk about that when it gets closer in a couple of days. However, what are we going to do with this energy? Again, this is about finding that balance, finding that harmony. That's the Libra energy, or bringing that back into view, if you will. So if life feels like there's something in life that feels very out of balance, then this is an opportunity to bring that back into balance by looking at the information. Mercury rules Gemini, but Mercury in Libra wants that harmonious feel. The moon will activate that, especially midday for a few of us. It will be 3:50 in the afternoon. I can change that right here. 3:50 in the afternoon is when Mars is now at 5 degrees, and see, it's moved to a different house. We're not talking about houses. It's just the Earth spinning. But at 3:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the moon will make the exact trine aspect to Mars. So that tells us that pretty much as soon as the moon enters Libra, so that same element, it conjuncts Mercury first, just after noontime Eastern, and then just before 4 p.m. Eastern, it makes the exact trine to Mars at 5 degrees of Gemini. So this also sparks that 5 degrees of Gemini that I just mentioned with the eclipse that we had in May 2021. So there is more information here. There is more that's coming to the surface for us to see, to recognize, to understand. So create some space for that in your life throughout the day on Monday. Here, let's get to 7 p.m. on Monday. And then on 7 p.m. on Monday, the moon is now opposite to Jupiter, who is in Aries and retrograde. So an opposition in squares will be the same modality. So this is an opposition in cardinal. So when the moon is opposite Jupiter, the moon in Aries, again, really feeling the emotion of finding that harmony and that balance. Opposite Jupiter in Aries, it could be we may have a difficult time finding what that harmony and balance is. Some people may, and other people all of a sudden may recognize it's like you just make one decision or you just make one adjustment and everything comes back into balance again. So the specifics depend on your own birth chart, okay? Your own natal chart. All right, that's what that represents. Let's go to the next chart. So the next thing will be on Tuesday, the 30th. And this is when the sun it's an applying aspect all yesterday anyways, all on Monday anyways, but the sun in Virgo, quincunx Aries. And this one really is about focusing on what the minutia of the details. Virgo is always about, really digging into the details and what things are all about. But when we have this quincunx, this 150 degrees to Aries and Virgo have nothing in common as far as elements and modalities or even polarities when it comes to this quincunx. And so that means there is got to be some incredible amount of adjustments that have to happen. We will pay attention to the details. However, it could just be that there's just no winning, right? Because Jupiter in Aries says, we're all individually wanting what we want, or internally, since Jupiter's retrograde, internally, we're feeling like we're not getting what it is that we want. And if everybody's feeling that way, and then everybody's focusing on the details, Sun and Virgo, it can be a little confusing. So sometimes we have to just almost set and just let things sit and be what they are without trying to make decisions. All right. Next video will be about August 31st and September 1st. And it will be the first thing I'll talk about in the next video will be Venus making this quincunx, the same type of aspect over here to Neptune. So we'll talk about that next time. All right. I'm gonna roll these Astro Dice. Now, if you're not familiar with them, they are just astrology dice. So one die is the houses, one is the signs, and one of the planets. And so we just roll them and we ask a question. My question is always, it's like if spirit, whatever else spirit wants us to know, I'll just give them a roll and I will decipher them. You, on the other hand, you can ask a question and hopefully this will help you with knowledge, information, decision making, etc. You get to interpret it the way you want. I'll tell you what I got. So you can hit pause if you need to think about your question, but I'm going to keep going. What we have is Mercury in Scorpio in the 9th house. So what I think of this, when I read this, I think of Mercury, of course, again, more information. Mercury in Scorpio. It's like mutual reception with Mars in Gemini, right? You know what that means? It means they've got a direct line to each other. But not talking about today's charts. Mercury in Scorpio is all about that deep inner research, going deep, digging deep. Mercury is about to retrograde soon. It's not going very far into Libra, and it will retrograde soon. And it's going to retrograde back into Virgo. But in the meantime, I digressed. Mercury in Scorpio, digging deep, 9th house, education. So somebody here might need to, or is thinking about taking another course, going deeper in their studies, in whatever that is for you. Because that 9th house is about really, for me, it's education. It's expanding our knowledge. It's discovering the truth. Ooh, ding, ding, ding. So we can interpret these positions in quite a few different ways. So information, research, information, more education, the truth comes out. That's what that is in a nutshell. Well, there's a lot of that going on these days. Of course, really. What truth, right? What's the truth? That's the biggest question of all. What is the truth? And we're going to talk about this cards, whatever card we pull, we'll just see. I like grounding stuff. If you like nature and beautiful nature pictures, I love taking photographs when I go out kayaking. You're welcome to come to my Facebook and check it out. Oh, Spirit of Water kayaking. I love it. All right. What is the card? I picked one earlier. Let's see if it comes up. Earlier was the Trickster. Oh, good. It didn't come up again. I don't like seeing the Trickster card, but that's just about being lighthearted. The Trickster card really is a very Gemini card. It's about just gathering of information. So I always pull one for myself before I start. The card that came up is Medicine Bag. And what this represents, the way I see this card, I actually have one. It's hanging right over there. It is, it's for your protection, right? For your protection. I like to put things in it, freshen it up once in a while, but put things in it that have meaning to you, that will help you to feel protected because you have the things with you. You get to keep it and just hide it. It shouldn't be on display. And you keep it, it's your protection, your inner protection. So to me, the medicine bag represents that. I mean, a multitude of other things, because it has a lot of history and in Native culture. So I can't even tap into that very much because I'm not a Native culture person. I am a European. So here in America, doing the DNA thing. So check that out. See if you're feeling the need to pull some more protection around you, and just see how that feels. We got an awful lot of planets retrograde right now. So it's actually a perfect time to be gathering your information and gathering your sources and bringing it into yourself. And the medicine bag represents that too. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Lots more deeper stuff over on Patreon. If you'd like to support me, I would welcome you there as a new member. So check it out here on YouTube. All the links are below. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you soon. Namaste.